Hey, this is Cameron Delo, and welcome to Music Theory Mondays. Today we'll be talking about harmonizing the major scale. And what this means is, in this particular case, I have written out a C major scale, okay? You will take each one of these notes and turn them into a chord in that particular key. We'll talk about which ones are major and minor and how it all works. This is kind of a culmination of our last week's chord spelling and our circle of fifths lesson. All of that will help. So I'd kind of recommend seeing those two first, but you can go in cold without knowing either of those. You can get something out of this. At least I would like to think so. So let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about harmonizing the major scale in this lesson. What that essentially means is taking, in this case, I have C major written out. I did this simply because there's, as you know from the music theory, from the circle of fifths lesson, that there's no sharps or flats in the key of C major. So it's a little easier to follow when you're first beginning to do this stuff. So I have it written out in the key of C major. It essentially means that each one of these notes turns into a chord. Now, it's always in the same order of which ones are major and minor if you're following major scales. If you turn into a natural minor, a harmonic minor, that changes everything. We can get to those down the line. This lesson's about harmonizing the major scale, okay? So your one, it stands to reason that your one will be a major chord because it's key of C major. So one's a C major chord. 2 and 3 are minor, okay? 4, 5, major. 6 is minor. 7 is diminished. Say it again. You may remember because the Roman numerals. Capital Roman numeral means major. Lowercase Roman numeral means minor, okay? So you got a 1 major. 2 and 3 minor. 4 and 5 major. 6 minor. And 7 is diminished, okay? So that is, like I said, that's always when you're doing a major scale. It changes if you switch to minor or harmonic minor, but major scale, it's always going to have that same order of major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished. Okay, so now we know which ones are major and minor in a major scale, okay? Well, from our chord spelling lesson, I used the same idea as we did last week, okay? I spelled each one of these out so you can visually see it. Now, if we take a look at these, C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C, G, B, D, A, C, E, D, F, A. What do you notice? Well, the thing you should notice right away is there's no sharps or flats in any of those chords. Well, if we changed one of them from minor to major, or major to minor, it's sort of like cutting off a piece of you have a puzzle piece and it's supposed to fit in the corner, but you shave it down so it fits on another. It doesn't work. Like, are you trying to ram it into a different spot? It doesn't work. So all of this I kind of feel like is a puzzle piece. So if you went with 2, which is a D in the key of C, and you went with 2, so it's D, F, A, because you flat the third, okay? Well, if you didn't flat the third, you made it major, D, F sharp, A. Where is there an F sharp here? There's no F sharp. So again, it's like trying to make a puzzle piece fit somewhere it doesn't, and it wouldn't sound right. You have a note that's out of key, okay? Same thing with any of these. You had an E major. Well, instead of flatting the 3, now it would be E, G sharp, B, okay? Well, where is there a G sharp up here? That's if you're playing E major rather than minor. Where is there a G sharp up here? There isn't. Again, it's trying to ram that puzzle piece in there, and it doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. So same thing with diminished. Let's look at that one. If you turn that into a major, so as you know from the chord spelling, with a diminished, you flat the third and you flat the fifth, okay? Well, that would mean, if this is diminished, I mean, you need a D sharp and F sharp to spell a B chord. B, D sharp, F sharp. Again, B, D sharp, F sharp to make it major, okay? To make it minor, or sorry, diminished, that's what we're talking about. You flat the third and the fifth. That's why you have a D and an F, okay, to fit within this. Because a D sharp is not up here, an F sharp is not up here. So in order to make it fit, you make it diminish, okay? And you could change the whole key of all of this and everything, and all of it works. All of it is I'll write another board out and I'll put it at the very end so you could visually see it. But these are major and minor because they fit within that particular key. This is C, so there's no sharps or flats. If you look on here, there's no sharps or flats here. Okay, so we've looked at harmonizing the major scale, and we've looked at which ones are major and which ones are minor. We've looked at, why, from a theoretical standpoint, that certain ones are major and minor, because they fit into that key like a puzzle piece. But now we're going to look at it from the perspective of the guitar. Now, it would be quite funny if I'm like, from the perspective of bagpipes. No. I don't own bagpipes. That would be kind of cool. It would probably get people to run away and stop the video right now. No offense to people who have dedicated their lives to bagpipes, but it probably wouldn't work for this lesson. But anyways, I'm going to show you, because like I said, we've talked about it from which ones are major and minor, and we talked about it from the theoretical standpoint of how they fit into that key. And we're talking about the key of C, obviously, as I've said many times in this lesson, but we're going to show you with bar chords on the guitar. And I'm going to be doing it, well, first I'm going to show you the major scale, C major scale on the fifth string. So it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, that's going to be your roots of the chords that I'm going to show you in just a second, but I'll tell you the frets. Third, fifth, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Okay, well, your 1 is major, okay? So this is your root C. C, C, G, C, E. Well, you need to flat the 3 because of the E, and they're out of order, by the way, because it's just the way the bar chords sit. It's not C, E, G, it's C, G, C, E. Okay. Well, if you look on here, you need a refresher. E is the third. If we change this to minor, flat the 3, that makes it C, E flat, G. And if you look on here, there's no E flat, okay? So that's why we keep it C, G, C, E. Okay? Because everything's natural in the key of C. Now we go up to the 5th fret, our D. This is a D minor. D, A, D minor, D, A, D, F. Okay? Well, none of them are sharp or flat. That's why they all fit within key of C. If we have this as D major, D, A, D, F sharp. There's no F sharp up here, so he would be wrong. So that's why 2 is minor. So 1 major, 2 minor, and we're going to move up to 7th fret, E. E, this is minor, E minor, E, B, E, G. All natural, no sharps or flats. That's why it fits. If we change this to major, we had, instead of E, G, B, we had E, G sharp, B, instead of flat in the 3. Doesn't fit because there's no G sharp up here. So we have 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor. We go up to 8th fret, and that's an F. F, C, F, A. It's all natural here, so it fits. Okay? Well, if you flatted the 3, the A, it wouldn't work because there's no A flat in there. There's no A flat in the key of C. So is major. So 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5, which is 10th fret G, all natural, so it fits. But again, we're given all these hypothetical situations. If we went and changed this to a G minor, G, B flat, D, G, B flat, D, because you flat the third, you would go G, G, B flat, G flat. Where is the flat up here? Where is the B flat, I should say? There isn't. Like, you're like, Cameron, I know where you're going with this. Well, you do, but that's a good thing because that means I taught you something well. But so 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major. Now we're on 6. Your A minor, so you move that up to 12th fret root. All natural, fits in that key. Okay. Well, if I change this, got it right here. I made this back to major, A, C sharp, E. You already know where I'm going with this, but is there a C sharp up here? No, there's no C sharp in the key of C major. That would be really weird if it was like C, C sharp, D. It would have like some chromatic thing going on. No, so there's no C sharp in the key of C. That's why we have the chord spelling we have, and that's why 1 is major, 2 is minor, 3 is minor, 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, and now we're at the very last one. We move the root up to 14, and on 14 it's a B. We have B, F, D. I knew I wasn't gonna get that one out. I'm actually, if you're wondering how I'm playing this, I'm killing the 3rd string. Make it diminished, okay? So here you can look at it. B, F, D. Are any of those sharp or flat? No. They're all natural, so they fit. Now, if I change this to a regular old B major, that would mean you change this to, it's not flat anymore, so it's D sharp. Not flat anymore, so it's F sharp. Where is there a D sharp and an F sharp? I know what you're thinking. Just please quit asking the same question. Well, I'm driving the point home, aren't I? So there's no D sharp and there's no F sharp. Okay, so that's why we have D, F, D. That's why that one's diminished. So we have 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, and 7 diminished. Okay? So as you can see, they all line up like a puzzle piece, as I said. They all line up to fit in that particular key. I'll have another whiteboard example at the very end. I'll put a different key so you can see how it all works and see how you would apply the same knowledge to a different key. But if the note doesn't fit in the chord, if the note from the chord doesn't fit in that key, like a G sharp in the key of C, doesn't fit, then it's wrong. It's you have your number mixed up. You could be having like, oh, I'm on well, since I said G sharp, that's what I said, right? Let's say I was saying E major. Oh wait, no, that's not supposed to be major. That's supposed to be minor because it's E, G, B, because all the notes are natural. So that's how you harmonize a major scale. It's really quite simple. You just memorize at first. You memorize, which ones are major and minor. Then you can spell them out the same way I did. It's better to have that knowledge than to not. And it will help you. If you're writing a song in the key of C, you want to keep it all in the key of C. You can follow these rules and go, oh wait, I can use a D minor. Oh wait, I can use a B diminished. You can follow all of that, and it would help you a great deal. And if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It's good for the algorithm. Ring the little bell so that you know when I post a new video. And I'm very happy that you keep joining me each week for these music theory lessons. I'm enjoying them a lot, as you can probably tell. And yeah, make sure you join me again next week for another exciting topic in the world of music theory, that is. And I will see you next week. Bye.